What is going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of the Mike Roach Show. On the agenda today, I want to talk to you about tanking in the NBA. I've talked about this before. I've talked about it before, but I have to speak about it again because it absolutely disgusts me. And the NBA has a real problem if they do not figure this out. This one really makes my blood boil. Why? There are many different reasons why, and we're going to go through some of them, okay? I want to talk about the problem, why I'm bringing this up now, a solution to fix the problem, and what should happen to executives and certain staffs of the organization if losing continues for too damn long. So first of all, the problem. This NBA and tanking, losing games on purpose to try to get the number one pick. I still don't understand how Commissioner Silver hasn't addressed this yet. I know they are planning to address it, and I know they said they have before. Like, if you are the worst team in the NBA, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get the highest odds, but your odds do increase. And so if you are a team and you're out of the running for the playoffs, why would you not tank if there are no rules against it? It's okay to just come in and have the general manager and the owner tell your coach that, listen, we're tanking. We're going to be losing on purpose. Make up fake injuries for your guys. Pull guys out of the lineup for whatever the hell the reason that it may be, and just go out there and get your ass kicked. That's literally what's happening right now. And so when you look at these guys, Darren Peterson, Cameron Boozer, AJ DeBonta, the tankathon is on for these guys. The tankathon is on for these guys, especially after that All-Star break. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Trust me, you are going to see these teams shut the hell down because I'm telling you, that's exactly what's about to happen. We've seen this over and over and over again. It's not like it's something that's new. Okay, it ain't something that's new. When you look into the standings, right? You're looking at an Indiana Pacers, 13-39, 13-37 for the Brooklyn Nets, 14-36 for the Washington Wizards. You're looking at the abysmal Sacramento Kings at 12-41, the New Orleans Pelicans at 14-40. You're going to be out of the race in now. Now, I would say you're going to be out of the race. So then why the hell would they not tank if there's nothing to prevent these teams from doing it to increase their odds of getting top picks? I mean, it's horrible. It's horrible. And I want to go over some of the reasons why it's so bad to be tanking if you are the NBA. All right. And so for those of you who are joining in who may not know what tanking means, it's deliberately losing games to secure better draft picks. Okay. This is why. And I put out some reasons for you, and I'm going to read them over for you really quick here. Okay. Damages the on-court product. Late season games become unwatchable or low effort, with stars rested, starters pulled early, or fringe players prioritized, leading to boring, non-competitive basketball that hurts the overall quality of the league. Number two, hurts fan engagement and attendance. Fans pay high prices for tickets and merchandise expecting competitive, entertaining games. When teams appear to quit or lose on purpose, attendance drops and supporters lose interest or feel cheated. Reduces league revenue. Lower ticket sales, fewer merchandise purchases, and decreased viewership from tanking teams create a financial hit that ripples across the entire NBA, including shared revenue for all franchises. Undermines competitive integrity. The incentive to lose creates a perception that games aren't played to win every night, eroding trust in sports fairness and making fans question whether outcomes are genuine. That is a big one. Got a couple more for you. Affects playoff races unfairly. To me, this is a big one that a lot of people really don't think about that much. Tanking teams can hand easy wins to opponents fighting for seeding or playoff spots. distorting standings and potentially deciding who make the postseason based on manipulated losses rather than merit. That is a big one that people really don't talk about. Harms player development. Young players are tanking. Young players on tanking teams may develop bad habits, lose confidence from constant losing, miss mentorship from veterans often traded away, or lack competitive reps needed to grow. Creates a losing culture. Prioritizing losses fosters a mindset where winning isn't paramount, making it harder for franchises to shift back to a competitive winning mentality even after acquiring talent. Three more for you. Negative impact on TV partners and broadcasting deals. With massive media rights contracts at stake, low effort games in March and April reduce viewership appeal before March and April. Trust me on that. Threatening the league's long-term broadcasting value and partner satisfaction. Two more. Unfair to players and coaches competing honestly, which is really true. It demoralizes those still giving maximum effort, creates perceptions of impropriety, and is seen as disrespectful to the spirit of competition by many in the league, including, I would assume, Adam Silver, which is why I believe he's trying to do something about it a bit more now, and just damages the brand and the reputation of the NBA overall. Widespread tanking makes the league look embarrassing or gimmicky, alienating casual fans and reinforcing negative stereotypes about rigged or uncompetitive elements in professional sports. So, those are just a few things. There are more, but do we really need more? Like, those are the basics. And I really don't have to explain all of those things to you who are going to watch this. You already know exactly what I'm talking about when I read those things. But why exactly am I talking about this now? Mike, why are you talking about this now? This is why. Okay. So this report comes out by Chris Haynes last night in regards to Anthony Davis and the Washington Wizards. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand that Anthony Davis is injured here, but let me just read it to you. Breaking: Washington Wizards star Anthony Davis, hand, groin, weird combination there, expected to sit out the remainder of the season to fully get healthy for the 2026-2027 season, league sources tell me. Okay. I think we all get that. We do, right? Like, we all understand that Anthony Davis, yes, he will be out for the rest of the season. Completely understandable. And I mean, it's not the first time that we've actually seen this. We've seen some pretty bad tanking over the years. But what I'm talking about is just teams who perpetually, year after year after year, do this. Like, this is
completely BS. This is shame. Shame for the referees, shame for the league to allow this.
Where the hell is Trae Young? Trae Young did come back from injury and played a few games with Atlanta before he got traded. I don't think there's any reason at this point right now why Trae Young cannot play, except that, yes, they are tanking. And so I mentioned all those things to you of why it's so bad for the fan base, why it's really just disgusting overall in general. But if there's no rule against it, why the hell shouldn't they do it? What is the solution here? This is my opinion on what the solution should be. You give the highest draft odds to the best team that does not make the playoffs. You give the best draft odds to the best team that does not make the playoff. Coincidentally, kind of like what happened with Cooper Flag last year and the Dallas Mavericks. Because you reward teams for winning even though they don't make the playoffs. So even if they're out of the playoff race, they're still forced to try to win games, which still make the games competitive. At no point can you ever relax. if you're out of the playoff race right now, let me share the screen with you. Okay. And I'm going to go back to the same screen that we were at before. All right. If you take a look at the standings, so if you don't make the playoffs or get into the playoffs, you're the team in the ninth position, 10th. You go to the West over here as well. You're in ninth, 10th. That's the team that should have the highest odds of getting the number one pick. Why do I say that? Because you still want to reward teams for winning. You still want to reward teams for winning. Or what are we telling teams? That it's okay to just shut it down for the fans? You ever watch an NBA game, you see two teams that are playing, you turn it on, nobody's playing, everybody's out with so-called injuries, starters are being pulled early, and you're like, man, I can't even watch this. This is not even a watchable game at this point. And you just got to turn it off and watch something else. Because there are times now where I just have to do that. I can't even watch the product on the floor anymore because it's just so blatantly bad. It's just so blatantly bad. And it's so crazy because look at what they do in regards to European soccer. Teams get relegated. Teams get relegated for being bad, losing, relegated. And so my thing is, take a look at some of these numbers, and I want to share my screen with you again. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that teams can't have losing seasons or anything like that. Not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying when you are a franchise and you are losing, and I'm talking about like some serious losing, years on years and years and years, like it's absolutely ridiculous. Take a look at this from the Charlotte Hornets. And yes, the Charlotte Hornets are balling out right now, especially over this last, 8-9 games. So look at this. One, look at the year. Look at the year here. 2017. The last time they made the playoffs was in 2016. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 years. 9 years they have not made the playoffs in a row. 9 years in a row. Who else can we look at here? I'm going to look at the San Antonio Spurs. Yes, 6 years, but we see where the direction they're headed in. And so we don't even have to talk about San Antonio because we see what's going on there. Look at the Sacramento Kings. Look at this. In 2023, that's why they had their really good year there with Mike Brown and that team that they had. They were 48-34. Look at this. Missed playoffs. All the way back to 2006 when they lost in the first round. They have made the playoffs once in 20 years. You heard me correctly. They have made the playoffs once in 20 years.
It's happening over here during whole season. I've been holding it back. It's a complete crap.
Like this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And so to me, another thing that I would implement here, and I put this down, and some of you guys might think it's too far, but I really don't. If your team does not make the playoffs for 7 consecutive seasons, I would implement this. I'm dead serious about this. If you don't make it for 7 consecutive seasons, your general manager, your scouts, and your coaching staff should have to be dismissed. And that's only if you have been there for the entire 7 years. You should have to be dismissed for 7 consecutive seasons of not making the playoffs. only if you've been there for the entire 7 years. If they've made a change at that point, somewhere throughout the 7 years, then you're exempt. But I just think that's it's crazy. It is crazy that you reward a franchise for being terrible. Why is it okay for general managers to not be able to do their job well? Why is it okay for scouts to not be able to do their job well? You're really telling me that a general manager and their scouts cannot find free agents? Okay. You cannot draft and develop talent. I don't care where you're getting the talent from. America, Europe, Asia, Africa, wherever, and develop that talent and make that talent into something successful on the court. So your general manager and your scouts, year after year after year, after being horrific, you just let them off the hook. They don't have to do any work. They could just throw in the towel, lose on purpose, and get rewarded with top draft picks. In what other business is that acceptable? What other business do you deal with millions and billions of dollars and just say, okay, stink? Just stink. And it's good. You will be rewarded for that. It's absolutely ridiculous. And the NBA has to change something. Like, how long could this continue for? We're just going to see it again right after the All-Star break, like I mentioned. It's crazy. I think it's really crazy. Like, you have to be able to force your GM to go out there and make moves, find guys in the draft, find them in free agency, find them wherever the hell you got to find them from, the G League, anywhere. But you need to make sure that your GM has to do some work. Your scouts are there having to do something. The hell are you paying these guys for? I just think it's absolutely ridiculous. And the NBA absolutely needs to do something about it. So that is my rant today about the NBA draft, or I should say NBA tanking to get high draft picks. Let me know what you think about this. Get in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on what tanking does to the NBA. Do you agree with it? Disagree with it? Do you like it? Dislike it? I think this is a good discussion to have, especially with what we're about to see in the next, 1 or 2 months with teams tanking, because it is definitely going to happen. At MikeRoach7 on IG, at MikeRoach23 on X. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe, and share the show. Raptors back in action tomorrow, Super Bowl Sunday against the Indiana Pacers. This is the Mike Roach Show. I will be back again soon. I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can as well in the comments, and I'm out.